Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Robert Klein.
Let us pray. When times are hard with no end in sight, we all seek comfort from the darkest of nights. Then you came to me with your star so bright. You're my hero, you're my shepherd, you're my savior, you're my light. Barack Obama, Barack Obama, deliver us from evil. Please fix the mess we're in. Please no more drama. Barack Obama, our nation may not get another chance. So try to keep your pecker in your pants. I remember Bill had a star-like glow. We had peace and prosperity. Unemployment was low. Then he went where no president should go. He traded his good name for some fellatio. Barack Obama, Barack Obama. Stay away from interns, stay away from hookers too. Don't stop Madonna, Barack Obama. Don't forget you're not the president of France. So try to keep your schmeckle in your pants. It's not rocket science, it's not complex. Just keep it in your trousers, what America expects. So in the Oval Office, no oral sex. Or you'll make a speech and get impeached. We'll have Sarah Palin next. Barack Obama, Barack Obama, you must resist temptation. We're all in this with you. Go chase Osama, not some hot mama. Get wrapped around the figures of finance. The nation really needs us. You're the biggest thing since Jesus. So use your head, not your penis, and for God's sake, keep it in your pants. Amen. You know why I'm saying that? Did you see Beyonce at the inaugural ball? She was eating them up. I love, What if he believes his PR like Edwards? Or Governor Sanford, don't stop for me, Argentina. Mr. Values, look what he said when Clinton got impeached. He lied to the American people. Wap, wap, wap. The governor gone in first class to see his mistress in one of the poorest, dumbest, fattest, stupidest states in the Union. I wish they'd secede again, this time successfully and non-violently. There's some good people in South Carolina. We'll rescue them, hold them in Kentucky, and let their thing float in the Caribbean. You know, how about Ensign in Nevada? He's still in office. He was stooping his, some campaign aide's wife. Got her a job, too, in Quiznos. Shredding lettuce. She has a very nice position there. It's almost a medical plan and everything. How about Vitter from Louisiana, Mr. Values? He was on the Madam Hooker's list in Washington. Huh? How about Larry Craig of Idaho? Voted against every gay marriage initiative. Voted for an amendment in Idaho Constitution to forbid gay marriage. Gay union even. And this guy was caught trying to have sex in an airport men's room. Airport, sex is supposed to be a place of privacy and intimacy. This guy wants to have sex in the one place I want to get out of as quickly as possible. An American airport men's room, you can't even put your briefcase down unless it floats. You know, American men have no aim whatsoever. Hello, Bill, how's it going? And they shoot. I mean, you know, and you have to unzip, you have to hold your briefcase, you have to shake the proper amount of times. And for some reason, at my age, I always shake one too few. I don't know why. So you have to, you know. Sex in an airport men's room. I have never walked into an airport men's room in my life and gone, you know, a fella could settle down here. Good lighting, plenty to read. Lots of toilet paper, soap, good schools and churches nearby, and an Elks Club. That is important. Honey, you register the children in school. I'll be performing fellatio on a deputy sheriff in the first booth here, you know. You know that toilet where it happened in Minneapolis? The guy told me that it's a bigger tourist attraction than the Mall of America. Keep the line moving, please. This is the booth where he had the wide stance. Keep it moving, please. Oh, sorry, sir, you're actually using the facility. Back on here. Please, there are hundreds waiting. Keep it moving. I mean, I would feel badly for him if he wasn't such a hypocrite. I mean, he wanted a hearing in the Senate. He wanted, it would have livened up C-SPAN, no question about that, you know. Senator, will the senator yield? I will not yield my time. Senator Craig, I know this is difficult. Y'all done so much good for the state of Idaho. When you were in that toilet, how shall I put it? Were you doing number one or number two? Now, the sheriff says you were tapping, and he knows Morse code. He says you were saying, I want you, baby. Was that true? How about Elliot Spitzer? At least he's not one of these hypocritical values guys. He was just a bit depraved. $3,500 for sex in this economy? What kind of prostitution value is that, for crying out loud? I could have gotten them 12 girls with a free pornographic movie and a towel. I could have gotten them 20 meals at Michel Bras in France for $35. I could have gotten them a ticket to a Yankee game. This should end that ugly stereotype forever that Jews always get a good bargain. And I'm tired of that protocols of the elders of Zion, that anti-Semitic thing they see every day in Egypt on television, that Jews use Christian blood to make their matzahs. I mean, if you get me a better substitute in a recipe, I won't have to. You don't have to kill the Christian. You just need a compliant Christian neighbor. Chris and Marianne, I'll tell you, Shmuel and Hadassah are so grateful. Can you make a fist, please? Put the tourniquet on, will you? Oh, it's great. What do you got, typo? Delicious. They have never been more crisp, and they break right on the perforation. You notice I used the word fellatio. This is a smart audience. Howdy, Mr. Lincoln. This is a smart audience. It's not, I can never look up at one of those things. Fellatio. If this was some dumb place or somewhere, I would have said blowjob. But here, fellatio. Unfortunately, America is dumb and getting dumber, and most Americans probably think that fellatio is a character from Shakespeare. Oh, sweet fellatio is dead. That gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds, which all too soon did know his grace, my lord. Oh, fellatio! Fellatio! Blow, blow thy winds, fellatio! Blow thy winds and suck the very fiber of evil from my soul, fellatio! Come, fellatio! And take out my heart and fly to the heavens above, fellatio! You get the point, fellatio? Should I keep going here? I gotta unwind from this bit. Fellatio. And of course, they think cunnilingus is an Irish airline. Come to Ireland on Cunnilingus Airlines. 159.50 complete with a tour of Bunrathy Castle. Come to Ireland on Cunnilingus. We'll get you there lickety-split. Come see our beautiful labia lounge at JFK Airport. Done completely in pink taffeta. No, America's very dumb. Some school principal took the word scrotum out of the hygiene textbook. And what does she want? Balls? Nuts? It's a real word, scrotum. It happens to be the sack holding the test. It's the ball sack. And not only that, he was a hell of an author, too. Cyrano de Balzac. I read everything he ever wrote. Honoré de Balzac, sorry. No, I think it's, it's dumb and getting dumber. Are we represented by the people who decide what's in the textbooks in Texas? If I hear one more idiot on television, well, I can prove the Earth is 6,712 years old. Men and dinosaurs lived and hunted together till 1983, when the Flintstones went off the air. Anyway, I did the first HBO special ever in 1975. Now, it was revolutionary, HBO thing, when it started. You could say what you wanted. I mean, I'm not particularly profane. I said fuck on the first show. It's revolutionary. I think I did it in a witty way. Profanity is part of the language, not when it's used as a substitute for wit, every second word. But, it was a release of sorts then, So I'm responsible for all this HBO cursing. Now, the Sopranos, I give them a pass, because that's their milieu. Right? I mean, fuck, you call, fuck, you fuck, you fuck. I mean, But Deadwood, that Western they had? Cowboy ride? Howdy, motherfucker, Gonna get my horse shoot at that douchebag down at the livery stable. Don't be an asshole. Keep my horse down there, will you? There's no evidence that cowboys talk like this. Or Rome, that elegant series they did with the BBC. Fuck you, Cassius Belli's. Washed up, you asshole. I'm going with Julius Caesar. Sharpen your spear, you idiot. And tell that douchebag over there to put his helmet on right. I'm not that profane. I'm not that violent. I like legal cursing, you know what I mean? Recently, the Westminster Kennel Show, I was watching, and a pompous guy and a woman, and they were going, that's a beautiful bitch, Harold, isn't it? My goodness, that is a gorgeous bitch. My Lord, look at the hindquarters on that bitch. I mean, that is one beautiful bitch. What kind of bitch is it? A Shih Tzu. Oh, it's a holy Shih Tzu. That's a beautiful bitch. Let me tell you. I am hesitate to ask where they're from. Norfolk? I thought so. Hey, not long ago, I was in the New York Times crossword puzzle. Robert of comedy or something like that. It was 43 down. I called my agent. I said, can you give me something better, like 12 across? I've been a clue on Jeopardy many. There was a sandwich named after me at the Stage Delicatessen in New York. Repulsive sandwich. Oy. Pot roast with cream cheese. I said, look, can't I get red buttons? He's gone now. He had a delicious sandwich. Corned beef with coleslaw. Pot roast with cream cheese and mayonnaise. I've been around a long time, and but I don't look bad. And please don't applaud. I hate that. That's not Oprah. But people say, "Hey, you look good," and they say it with a kind of surprise, like, "Hey, you look good." Holy shit! Like, how come you look good? You know right to look good. You look good. Remember Papillon, Steve McQueen? He's in solitary confinement there for 5 years, and the guy in the next cell, 5 years. 5 years is up, and the guy next to him puts his head through the crack, and he goes, and he looks like he's gonna die in a minute. Pappy. Yes? Pappy. How do I look? Steve McQueen goes, holy shit! He doesn't say it, but look good. Look good. Look good. There were little things about getting older that pissed me off. I never banked. I can't open things. A soy sauce took me 8 minutes. There's little ripples, but it ain't opening. And I can't use my teeth. $34,000 restoration. Dr. Himmelfarb. An instant oatmeal took me 2-3 minutes. It says, tear here, I'm tearing here, you son of a bitch. Try opening a CD in less than 2-3 hours. Then you scratch the thing, you break the hinge. Someone gave me earphones for my birthday. It took me 4 weeks to open the package. I got it open initially in 3-4 seconds. Then the rigid plastic cut a vein in an artery here. So I was spurting blood to the ceiling. It looked like a Monty Python sketch. Then after rehab, a few weeks, I got my wrist back. The bandages and stitches were removed. I was able to open the earphone package with the help of a squad of Navy SEALs with blowtorches. I'd like to thank Ensign McDougal. He was just fabulous. Anyway, I had a nightmare the other day. I first saw it in D.C. When you cross the street, they give you a countdown of seconds. Do they have that down here? They're starting to have it everywhere. And it's scary the older I get. You know, like first in D.C., they give you 30 seconds for Connecticut Avenue. On a small little street, you can get 50 seconds. You could take a nap in the middle. But in the big ones, 30, 26, 18, 3. You know how you walk into a Radio Shack, they want to know everything about you. Your date of birth, sir. They're very cheerful kids. And your date of birth, sir. Your email, sir. Your home address, sir. Business phone, sir. Frequency of bowel movement, sir. What do you need all this? I want to buy a battery. Give me a AA and shut up. Well, we want to know everything about our customers, sir. Okay. So I'm at the checkout counter at the A&P, right? And I'm helping to pack. You get out faster. You know what I mean? And also, it amuses me to pack properly. At first, I used to put tomatoes, grapes, then I put cans of beans, cans of tomatoes. I'd have marmalade when I got home. So I do it carefully, and I get out, and I suddenly hear, your date of birth, sir? I'm buying some grocery. It really ticked me off, this invasion of privacy. I'm buying grocery. What do you need my date of birth? Well, you purchased a six-pack of beer, sir. What's your name, Ramondo? Ramondo. I got up 6 times last night to take a leak, Ramondo. I got a prostate the size of a Rocky Ford cantaloupe, okay? They're doing a paper on me at Mount Sinai. Yeah, they're thinking Smithsonian if I donate it. I got a tattoo on my calf of a varicose vein, Ramondo. You want to see it? The guy worked for hours. It looks exactly like a varicose vein. Or a French road map. Toulouse, Paris, the best route. I can't straighten out, Ramondo. I can't remember why we're having this conversation. Do I know you? Is this stool softener mine? Do you have my car keys? I gotta get going. I only have 24 seconds more to cross the street. It's a world of colonoscopies now and everything. You know what? It's such a life-saving procedure, but to me, it's a miracle. It's more Jules Verne than anything else. If this isn't science fiction, what is, okay? If some futurist had told me in 1965, yes, in the 21st century, they'll be putting a television camera right up your ass into your body. Television camera. You remember what a television camera looked like in 1965? Ouch! I did a movie with Jennifer Lopez called Backup Plan, and she's so cute, you know. She's from the Bronx. I had to know, we got along great. I played her gynecologist. I'm not kidding. But you know what? I would kind of preen when she'd come to work in the morning, you know what I mean? Like, you know, morning, Jay. I forget I'm a geezer if I'm not near a mirror for a while, you know. The old thing, I feel like, you know, hey, morning, Jen, how are you? You know, kissing her. What am I thinking? She's some sort of demented gerontophile? He's going, come here, Grandpa, I want you here and now, all right? You want Social Security? You're next. I want you too, Grandpa. Get over here, fatso, I want you. I sucked it in a little here, you know. It's useless. Guys like me have 2 waistlines, 34 and 56. If I park it at the 34, then the 56 spills over like a frozen Niagara Falls. And I can't see my shoelaces. And I don't want to go for those retirement Velcro jobs that are, you know, I'm putting those off for a while, you know what I mean? Speaking of 2 waistlines, Rush Limbaugh, he was in the hospital a few weeks ago in Hawaii. He came in, he was healthy, he was nothing. You lose some, you win some, you know what I mean? I did a show for the USO, and it was, you know, a little dangerous. We were flying into Orlando, and we were taking fire from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Yeah, don't laugh. One of those cannonballs hits your wing, you're dead. I got out, I sneaked under the wing like Hillary Clinton there, and a Mickey Mouse character with a big head shielded me, and I got safe there. You know what? I'm an Obama man, but I'll tell you, McCain had one advantage. Remember Hillary Clinton brought up that thing last year in the campaign? You know, she said, who would you rather have taking that 3 a.m. call at the White House, you know? I'd go with McCain on that one. He'd be up taking a leak. And he could get those F-16s in the air as quickly as possible, and get the F-15s too. You know, oh shoot, one few, you know. Obama would be listening to public radio, drinking Chardonnay with trail mix. He'd miss the whole thing. I just want to say, you can, Gleb, the U.S. performing, I performed also in El Paso for military and their families. They're the ones paying the piper. Give them a hand, huh? I was in politics. I quit. I vote, of course, religiously, but I was part of two of the most successful campaigns of the 20th century, Montail and Dukakis. I told Dukakis, go to an army base and put on a schmucky-looking helmet with ear laps that'll make you look like a Greek Alfred E. Newman. And the Republicans went, schmuck alert, schmuck alert, whoop, whoop, whoop. Holy smokes, he almost lost Massachusetts that day. He was a decent guy, Dukakis, but they kept on over-ethnicizing his name. You know, there's Mississippi politicians on CNN. Well, I'm voting for Mr. Bush. Now, Governor Dukakis is, you know, in Greece it's like Smith, but Dukakis, they did that with Obama too. Well, I'm voting for Senator McCain. Now, Barack Hussein Obama is certainly, you know, we just were at war with this guy, okay? Hussein Obama is on him. He's a decent man. Senator Barack Hussein. Obama. Just an ordinary American from Harvard and Chicago. And I don't know if Barack Hussein. I got up without medic alert. Anyway, Dukakis ran with Benson, Lloyd Benson, an elegant Texan, the late. Very, very decent man. And he debated Quayle. Remember, Quayle was that generation's Palin. Good looking, beautiful. He looked like Tab Hunter, blonde, beautiful. You know, Quayle, but never cool, nothing happening up here. You know? The father had to make a lot of calls when he graduated from college in Indiana. Well, he likes journalism. Well, he'd rather not deliver the papers. Is there a job in the office? Or I own the paper. Will that help? I own Indiana. Will that help? And Palin, too. I mean, let's face it, she's a very attractive woman. But the lame stay media. No, it was Katie Couric's fault to ask her what she reads. Holy shit. I see that young Bristol Palin is now advocating abstinence classes. Little late. I thought she missed that important day in her abstinence class when they teach you when you take a pee-pee and put it in a punky and twist it around and you get that twinkle juice, you get a bubbler. Turn on television, I do a lot of channel switching, and you see various things that are happening. Nancy Grace on Headline News. I mean, God forbid she runs out of kidnapped children. She has no show. How about Jerry Springer and Maury Povich? They collect the check. How do they look at themselves in the mirror? You know, and you know, they need content. They always have bizarre content. So, and during the credits at the end, they advertise for. Are you having sex with your uncle? Call us at 718-242. Does your grandpa wear high heels? Call us at the... Do you have facial blemishes from a sexually transmitted disease? Especially bleeding ones. Call us at 712-346-22. How about Judge Judy? I mean, it's interesting programming because you see instant justice and she meets it out, which the way she treats these people who are fairly low life. I mean, let's face it. Yeah, I got this dispute. He owes me $300. I'm going on TV with Judge Judy to settle it. So some guy goes, Your Honor, get your hands out of your pockets. I paid that rent 3 times over. Get your elbows off there. You know, Judge, stop scratching your face. You're an ignoramus and a pig. I'd like to see a rebellion at Judge Judy. Get your hands out of your pockets. Up yours. You've been bullying morons of all races and creeds for years now. Shove it, okay, Judge Judy? Now, Greta Van Susteren, you know what? I respect her. I don't agree with her views and all that. But I'll tell you, and she's not a bad-looking woman, but I had just gotten a new Sony HD TV, and she was on there, and I started hitting the set like the old days. I was adjusting, and I'm getting the menu, and back, and, you know, it's not happening, and I pissed me off. I spent a lot of money for this. So I called up Sony Tech Support in Mumbai. Hello. Hello. Is this Sony Tech Support? Yes, it is. Where are you? I'm in New York. Oh, very good. Those New York Mets are going to score a lot of touchdowns. Yes, I'm sure they will. What's your name? Punjab, listen. I got a little problem here. I got a brand new Sony, and the thing is not working. I mean, it's distorted, and he said, oh, we'll see, we'll fix it. Take the HDMI and put it in the, go A. Take the AC and put it in the blue. Take the pintura and put it in the schmeckle. And take the para and put it in the king. And that is the put it in the spank, and I got wires all over around my neck. I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about. So finally, 20 minutes goes by, you know. He said, I'm very sorry, it's not working. He said, what are you watching? I said, I'm watching Fox News. What program? I said, Greta Van Susteren. He said, oh, there's nothing wrong with your television. We get that all the time. What's the weather like there? But very hot. Oh, I was expecting a snowstorm. Thank you very much. Anyway, I have a sort of, not quite running role, but a couple of times lately I've been an attorney, a defense attorney on Law & Order Special Victims Unit. I was on Law & Order Special Victims Unit, then I was on Law & Order Ordinary Victims Unit. And then I'm hoping to get on that new prime time at 10 o'clock, Law & Order Victims We Don't Give a Shit About Unit. Yeah, they're rude. You know, I don't care if you are raped and robbed. Leave me alone. You know, it's a whole new approach to the police show. I wasn't a very successful lawyer, if you noticed in the show. My first client, Carol Burnett, got 4 life sentences. But she was nominated for an Emmy for that performance. Eric McCormack got life plus 70. You know, it's interesting in a long career. I mean, I've made love in the movies and on Broadway a lot, you know. I mean, the most unusual love scene I ever had was in a not a very good film called Goosed. I made love to Joan Rivers. I'll tell you, it was a complicated scene. For the orgasm, we brought in a stuntman from California, Bobby Bass. I worked with him on Hooper. He's a great stuntman. And he said it was more dangerous than racing cars and crashing them. But she is so brilliant, Joan. And, you know, that while we were making love in this scene, she sold me 4 bracelets. Now, if your girlfriend likes jade, this is beautiful jade. It's less formal, and it's quite nice. You see that? How it glimmers? Oh, easy, easy. Now, and it glimmers. And beautiful. Now, this is more formal. This is Diamondique. This is for the evening. It's beautiful. Look at the sparkle in that. This is the bracelet, and this is the ring, and these bracelets here are beautiful, and you can have them for 3 easy payments of $19.95. But wait, if you act now, I'll double the offer. Just pay additional shipping and handling. If you don't want shipping, we'll just handle it. You won't get it. Speaking of bizarre television selling things, you know there's Billy Mays, who does with the high voice. He died, and he's still like, hey, Billy Mays here. And even though I've been dead for 8 months, these cheap bastards, tasteless sons of bitches, are still showing this commercial. Look, I'll scratch this car and it's gone like that. This product is so incredible, I had to come back from the dead to show it to you. You ever watch The Dog Whisperer, Cesar Millan, on National Geographic? He's wonderful. He really treats people, you know, but he's a dog psychologist. No matter how vicious, misbehaved the dog, he goes, shh, and he goes, you must be calm and assertive. No matter, they've eaten 50 people already. It's a spitball. He goes, shh. I love him. I think he's great. But let's face it, it's a highly edited show. I'd like to see some of the outtakes, you know? Holy shit! Cut! God damn it! Put my finger on ice to sew it on at the hospital, god damn it! I think there must be episodes like that, don't you? There was a book came out, I think his own autobiography a few years ago, Wilt Chamberlain, the late basketball player. He said he made love, had sex with over 20,000 women. And now Warren Beatty, 10,000 women. Look to your right. The chances are the nearest woman to you. Were you Wilt Chamberlain or Warren Beatty? But I had this fantasy that the women, Wilt Chamberlain's women, they had a convention at the Madison Square Garden, you know. Well, the people who stop Wilt Chamberlain, and please come to water. Hello, I'm Harriet Jones. I was number 92. Wilt was alive and vital. He was wonderful. Although you would expect at 7'2", but... on and on. Hello. I'm Wilhelmina Smith. I was number 19,411. The man was exhausted. My absolute comic idol, still with us, is the great genius Jonathan Winters. He's 83. He lives in Santa Barbara. And he lost his wife last year, Eileen. And I saw him not long ago in California. We were talking. And I said, gosh, you must miss Eileen terribly. You know, he said, oh, yeah, Robert, I do. We went many places together, largely an assortment of jewelry stores in Beverly Hills. He is still the genius of all time. Hey, I went to a rock concert a few months ago, the best I've been in a long time. I'm a big fan of Steely Dan. Aren't they great? They're wonderful. And let's face it, the audience, it was just like an old rock concert, except a lot of gray hair, you know? A lot of older guys, and there were still drugs at the concert. The drugs change a lot. Yeah, man, you got any Lipitor? I don't know, man. He's got some Metamucil, but it's a weak high, I tell you. What, he got baby aspirin? He's got Crestor, but I don't know, man. I snorted a little Viagra, my nose grew, but it wasn't it was very uncomfortable. Now, wasn't that orchestra fantastic? From the University of Miami, Frost School of Music, please welcome back the Henry Mancini Institute Orchestra. I woke up this morning with a headache, the worst I ever had. I took some aspirin and some Tylenol, but I still felt very bad. Went to the doctor, he couldn't do a thing for me. It was then I realized what I wanted him to prescribe: medical marijuana. It's the only thing I need. Medical marijuana. Whoa, whoa. Don't need much, but please no stems and seeds. Medical marijuana. It's a versatile little weed, and it soon will be in stock at the Rite Aid on your block. Medical marijuana. I got a hangnail, I got chronic pain, I think I have glaucoma and a varicose vein. Sweeping the entire nation, this medicinal THC, and all you need is a note, some bullshit your doctor wrote. Medical marijuana. It should be sitting on the shelf. Medical marijuana. Whoa, whoa. You could even grow it by yourself. It's a weed. Medical marijuana. You don't need nothing else. And soon they'll have the best at your local CVS. You won't kill your family on marijuana. You won't rob a bank, you won't beat your children. The worst thing you could do on marijuana is eat 3 pizza pies and a pastrami and rye and a Whopper with fries, 6 cannolis, a quart of milk, some donuts, popcorn, and a chocolate shake in super size. It's a relatively harmless substance, difficult to abuse, unless you believe Rush Limbaugh, but he's high on Vicodin and booze. I walked into a Walgreens and I asked the pharmacist, what have you got for the common cold? He said, How about Acapulco Gold? Medical marijuana. It's completely natural. Medical marijuana. Whoa! I think it's safer than Red Bull. Medical marijuana. A surgeon general said it's cool. I'm not looking to get high, but I'm glad I got a license to buy medical marijuana. Oh, I got a neck ache. I got dandruff. I'm depressed. I got a pimple here. Medical marijuana. I feel better now. I just found out some news that Madoff, that bastard, he's not Jewish. Oh, am I relieved. You know, Berkowitz, the son of Sam Keller, not Jewish. He's a high Lutheran. Jack Abramoff, not Jewish. He's a, you know, Sully Sullenberger landed that plane to Hudson, Jewish. I know the family from Boston, his relatives, they're herring merchants in Boston. Shmuel and Itzhak Sullenberger, very observant people. They won't even let the children watch Porky Pig. I mean, that's how observant they are. You know, I was talking about profanity and the Sopranos and all this. Sometimes the absence of profanity, when it's appropriate and expected, is hilarious in itself. Witness the Sopranos on A&E, you know. It's hilarious, you know. Even a guy gives someone the bird, suddenly he's an amputee. They blur it out there. You can't. There's a lot of friggin' and fraggin' and forgetting. Yeah, forget you. Forget your mother. Go forget yourself, you mother forgetter. There's a lot of forgetting on the A&E Sopranos. Alzheimer's has swept into the room and taken hold. Bob Stein and I have been where he's producing the show. He did the arrangements. He's leading the orchestra. We're working together 24 years, but he looks like an Iranian terrorist, doesn't he? He's an all-American boy from Stratford, Connecticut, but since 9/11, the detectives of LaGuardia are such nudniks, you know. Anyone unknown to you give you a thermos wired to a lunchbox for their brother in Yemen? Anyone try to put a fuse in your ear and light it in the toilet? Did you happen to see a United States Senator in the toilet? Because those air marshals are getting tough. I mean, they're removing Mideastern-looking men from the planes. Apparently, something terrible happened, a real mix-up in O'Hare a few weeks ago. Apparently, a dyslexic air marshal was removing Midwestern-looking men from the planes. You know, the hell are you doing? I'm from Indiana, you asshole. I'm platinum. Where's your supervisor? God damn it. They say that marriage is a sanctified thing. It starts with champagne, wedding vows, and a ring. Then half of them go in the crapper by spring. And you only get screwed by a lawyer. Marriage is frail, and most of them fail. But if you're gay, then you should have the right to be miserable too. There's anger and venom and torture torture and pain, and that same face at breakfast that drives you insane. And you'd rather be married to Saddam Hussein, or even to a lawyer. To argue and fight is a God-given right. But if you're gay, then you should have the right to be miserable too. God bless those defenders of marriage and God, like Sanford and Ensign, but it's all a facade. They condemn gay marriage as a matter of pride, then they spend all their time getting laid on the side. You remember Newt Gingrich, the one who resigned? He worships marriage as something divine. He thinks it's so holy, he did it 3 times, and continues to blab about sanctity. So Harold and Sam and Shirley and Pam, you may be gay, but you should have the right to be adulterers too. A convict can marry, a rapist can too, and even a Gentile can marry a Jew. A stone-cold killer can walk down the aisle, and it's legal to marry a pedophile. But the cold, harsh reality, it's hard to disguise. In most states, a marriage is not recognized. If a man and his wife are both circumcised, or the marriage is Sally and Shirley. A new day is coming, it's soon, I can tell. For Phyllis and Martha, Stefan and Miguel. Start planning your rage when you get engaged, because soon all of you will have the right to be miserable too. Because soon all of you should have the right to be miserable too. No? True? Thank you, neighbors. Thank you so much. I want to read a little tune for you. One of my family favorites. It's an old tune, but the old tunes are the best tunes. I want to play for you a little tune on my mouth harp. A little tune called Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. Yahoo! Ba, 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 ba. I can't stop my leg. I can't stop my leg now. I cannot stop my leg. I can't stop my leg. Can you stop my leg, baby? My leg stopped. I want to thank you, Lord. I want to thank you for stopping my leg. Whoa, it feels so good. Just sitting on the ground with my other leg. Oh, like a good leg ought to be.